What's up, y'all? It's Spicy AF. I'm back with another spicy topic. Hit that thumbs up, like this video. Also, follow me on X. It's Spicy AF and at Spice Tea Spilled on Instagram. Here is my picture. Subscribe and share. Foxy Brown is bad as hell. Battle anybody, I don't care who you tell. I excel, they all fail. Suited in Chanel, and rock the bell. Woo! Some of y'all did not have the privilege to grow up like we did in high school, listening to some of the best female rappers ever formed, like Foxy Brown, Lil Kim. I mean, you got your MC Lights, your Latif. That's my older sister. That's my sister's, like, her. That's their Foxy and their Lil Kim. But these are the two that really changed the shape in female rap. They really brought the creme la creme de la creme. They brought the creamer to the coffee. They really started the conversations. They're the ones that brought in the sex scene, and that could be good or bad. I remember me being one of the critics about the overly sexualization, exploitation of Lil Kim coming out. I remember I had some things to say, just like I talked about Cardi B. I had some things to say as I bounced. I got no time for fake ones. Just some crystal with these real real close, and get money. So as I was critical about that, I couldn't help but hold up. What? This was we loved it, y'all. They brought in the new talk. They brought in the talk to this era about sex. And now these women, out of these women comes the Nicki Minaj's, the Cardi B's, the Flo Millies, the Lottos, the Ice Spices. Who else? The Megan Thee Stallions. All these girls. They all came. They were following each other. Who was following who? In the 90s, it was well, Nicki came after Lil Kim, but it was Lil Kim, and it was also Foxy Brown. And that's what we're talking about today, y'all. Someone that we don't talk about a lot anymore, and that is Boogi Brown. While No Time was blasting our radios on my school bus on the way to school, when it came to rap, you was listening to ooh, baby, gotta get you home with me tonight. Ooh, you was listening to No Time with Fake Ones, or Gotta Let You Know I Got a Crush on You. You might have been listening to, as far as music, R. Kelly's song, You May Be Young But You're Ready to Learn. Or you might be listening to Faith Evans, Can't Believe It's Real, Can't Believe It's True, Can't Believe It's Happening, Can't Believe It's You. And anyway, the best of the best was making hits, tracks, albums. It was before social media. It wasn't no social media credits, but thanks to Nicki Minaj, that they can get stream counts towards album sales, because she is the one that gave y'all that in existence. But it wasn't that. It was pure album sales. It was buying albums, not bootlegs, and it was radio play. That counted, y'all. That's when we bought those CDs and tapes, and it's like ancient to these kids now. Gosh, how far we've come. But during the conversation of the Diddy indictment comes the conversation of Jay-Z and what has he done? What scandal? Because right now there are no evidence that we can go from that would indict Jay-Z. We can't firmly accuse Jay-Z with any proof that he's done any wrongdoing like Diddy did. We can look at the dang on freak offs. I mean, not the freak off. We can look at back in the images on Google of Diddy, Jay-Z, Kanye, Beyonce, Kim Kardashian, Mary J. We can go back in the New Year's Eve and refer back to when the Prince was chilling and taking pictures with them. Yes, we can place them at those parties, but it was said to be the after parties that where all of these wrongdoings occurred. Well, Foxy Brown has been brought up because people like Jaguar that know, because they was back in them days like me, they know the affiliation. Foxy Brown was to Jay-Z as Lil' Kim was to Biggie, Notorious B.I.G. They were their protege. And there was rumors circulating about Aaliyah and R. Kelly, just like Aaliyah was to R. Kelly, their protege. There were rumors also with Aaliyah, Jay-Z, and Dame Dash. The rumors stirred because of, hell, there are human beings that go to these parties, right? And if they black folk, you know they gossiping. If they white folk, you know they gossiping. So people gossip. People tell what happened at the party. Just like you heard Khloe Kardashian on the Kardashians, you'll see clips if you don't watch their show. Khloe even talked about one of Diddy's parties. People talk. And that's how we get the bits and pieces of the gossip, of the rumors that stir up. And in that, Foxy Brown has been talked about, and she has done some recent interviews, but also kind of debunked the main rumor that we want to talk about, because people want to also convict Jay-Z. They want him to be found with some type of evidentiary issue with him and putting him behind bars for messing with young girls. And so because of that, they want to talk about the affiliation, Foxy Brown being 15 years old, hanging out with Jay-Z in his 20s at the time. Think like 24 to 27. People want to see, they want to find him guilty of something. And so that's why we are talking. Foxy Brown recently came out, and basically she just stated her loyalty to Jay-Z. But in past times, way before the Diddy indictment, actually years ago, Foxy come through here and there. You hear little interviews here or there. You'll hear her on the radio, just brief audio interviews here and there. The Jay-Z song Picasso had lyrics. We kind of put two and two together. We know she's going to be loyal to Jay-Z. If there was something going on, she's not going to tell it. At least not now or not then. Did Jay-Z and Foxy Brown have an underage, inappropriate relationship in today's time? That will get you Me Too and time's up. You'll be going to prison. But back then, in the 90s, it was normal. It was normal. Nobody was putting you in prison. Now, somebody like R. Kelly, he was dealing with a case, but that was 2008 where he had that situation happening, and it could have been, I mean, they could have been investigating him earlier on. But like I said, it's just what it is. It's what it was. In the 90s, that was more like a time where young girls, like in their teens, we was hyping ourselves up if we dated somebody older. It was all about why I would date older and I want to date older. And now in today's time, girl, you can't do that now. It's definitely frowned upon. So Jay-Z has his lyrics. Foxy Brown, she got hers, because if y'all recall, she had a song where in her song, and I don't know the name of the song, she was talking about how there's rumors of her and Nas and AZ, who was the rapper, and I hope he didn't pass away, but if he did, I believe he did. She said, but the real one is Jay-Z. So she kind of saying she slept with Jay-Z. Jay-Z in his song saying he never put his in Foxy. Do you see how that can go? Y'all, let's get into this latest. Take a look. People want Foxy Brown and Jay-Z to have had an inappropriate relationship for the purpose that they want Jay-Z behind bars. I'm telling you what I know. I can feel it. I can see it. They saw Beyonce and Jay-Z at those parties with Diddy, amongst other celebrities. But the most ones they want is Beyonce and Jay-Z. I fight against this because I am not an evil-hearted person. For one, wasn't wishing on somebody's downfall. But I fight against this because without proof, it just makes you that type of person. You kind of got to fight against the urges to want that. People are saying that Jay-Z and Foxy Brown had an inappropriate relationship where Foxy was 15 years old and was sleeping with Jay-Z, who was in his 20s. Well, a YouTuber named Tisa Tells did a video, which I did not watch. She did a video and she accused, and this is what I'm hearing, and this is the response, based on the response Foxy gave, I'm about to read, accused them two of messing around. But one thing I don't like about YouTubers, and they get a lot of numbers, is they put out information that can really hurt somebody's reputation. And what they're putting out are lies. They have no founded proof of any of this. A lot of time, 9 times out of 10, they don't have proof, and they spew it out as if it's a fact. We don't know if Foxy Brown had an illness. I heard another YouTuber say Foxy was sick and that's why she went deaf. It's because she was nasty. And I can't say that. That's, first of all, that's not my character to run around telling people who she was. I didn't hear that, and I was in her day, like playing her music when she first debuted. I was up of age buying her records, and I was legit buying her records, listening to her music, dancing, and I never heard that rumor of her being nasty and she got an STD and that's why she lost her hearing. And what STD do you know that causes you to lose hearing other than advanced AIDS? And even with that, you don't hear that. Those are not really what you hear. So again, you got YouTubers that's lying on people, and because they get views, because people want, you know what I'm saying, they want Jay-Z and Beyonce to go down so much that they eat it up, they buy into it. I don't respect that, because you really are ruining somebody's reputation with lies. They get 20,000 views, 30,000 views within like a week or less, and this is what they're spilling out. Tisa Tells, I noticed when I was watching her channel a few times, she do what I hate, and she watch little bits and pieces of people's stuff and she copies it a little bit, and then she goes on her channel and she tells y'all like she got somebody telling her, these sources are telling me. No, you reading articles, you drawing out conclusions, and that's what you're doing. You may have some stuff here and there, some real tea, but most of that be lies, and I don't respect that. So anyway, Foxy Brown responded because she saw the dang on video. Someone either brought it to her attention or she saw it. Here's what Foxy had to say about Tisa's truth about her, y'all. Tisa, she said, "Stop playing with my name, dying for a comment. Can't spin me with the sucker-ish to take hold down. Better ask about the, what that say? Cloth I'm cut from." That's what she said first to Tisa. Then somebody said, "Foxy, when you speak, it's over. Stay protected." And she was like, "Y'all want me to be anti-hope so bad? FOH, post that." I don't know what she meant about this, but she was like, you could see the whatever face this is, look scared face. It's about to really get crazy with all these explanation points, but I don't know what she meant about that. It's kind of contradictory to me, because we don't know. Again, they let us in on some of it, or if they having a lash out, we get to pick up the crumbs to try to figure out some stuff, or we get hints and cues based on what mood they're in. I don't know, like I said. But my thing is this too, Miss Foxy and the rest of you. You gotta be careful and pay attention to who you are loyal to. Are they just as loyal to you? Do they come to bat for you? Are they taking up for you? Are they speaking against people for you? Just be careful with that. A lot of times you be out here waving that bat to hit that rumor off and kill off that, discriminative statement someone makes, or something somebody say that can be damaging to you. But would they do it for you? One thing for sure and two for certain, she was always loyal to Jay-Z. And let me say this too. Why shouldn't people question it? The girl was 15 years old talking about sex, especially Lil' Kim. She was like 15. And her lyrics and things was sex. And she came from the street. She was a prostitute according to her. And she was rolling with Boogie. These girls was young.
Like 15 years old.
15.
So you're in an industry that's so dominated by men. I mean, we both are. It's a male dominated world. But in the rap community, how much harder is it for you to come in off the street and say, okay, wait a minute, you know?
It was a lot harder for me because at number one, I came in the youngest female rapper ever at 15. But I had support from Jay-Z, who is like a brother to me. And he already had his, following, and people respected him. So when it was time for me to branch out on my own, that's where I think I got nervous. And, the album still came in at number one with no help. So I kind of, I learned a lot from just watching how he did it and how he got Rockefeller, which inspired me to get Il Nana Entertainment from Def Jam. So,
Hey, Foxy. Now, you anything like me, you could see through body language, spirits. You could see. I can see. I see lies. I feel like lies, and I do feel that, yes, I feel Foxy is lying, but that's my feelings. A lot of these YouTubers, they don't say feelings. They don't say in their opinion that much. They put it out there as a fact so they can get the views, but I'd rather go the slow and long way. Instead of lying on people and ruining their reputations and hurting people, I'm not with it. But I do think you lying. I think that, like I keep saying, like she said, she's loyal. And she's cut from the cloth of loyalty is what I'm putting it in. The girl is not going to tell you unless something happens later on. When she said he's like a brother, I read up and down on her body language. Honey, I know how to lie if I wanted to, but I don't, because first of all, God don't like a lying tongue, and so I don't want to be nothing He don't like. But I feel like that's a lie. I feel like it's inevitable that you rapping these lyrics, you're cute, chocolate. Jay-Z was younger, in his 20s, and men are sexual. And it ain't no way you can tell me these two wasn't around each other and he wasn't pushing up. You can't tell me she wasn't pushing up. You can tell somebody else, but not me. If you talking about sex like that, you living it. You living it. And these girls was doing more than that. They brought out the whole set of sex talk in rap. Period. They started this. Especially Lil' Kim. But I want to get into some later interviews. That was the 90s, y'all. She was like 19. Let's get into her later interviews when she was a full adult, not rapping anymore. She lost her hearing, as we talked about. I'm thinking somebody put voodoo. I know a lot of y'all, you probably don't see how that can happen. There's a spiritual attack. People do physical attacks. There are some people that they do spiritual attacks. They operate in satanic ritual abuse. They operate in witchcraft and voodoo. And they play with magic. And I feel that is what happened with her. I don't know who was offended. I don't want to point fingers at Beyonce. We know Beyonce does operate with voodoo. At one of her interviews, in one of her interviews, Foxy Brown was saying how she came up with her song, and that the day she went deaf, or the day before, or the day of, she had a funeral, her aunt's funeral. She talked about calling Jay-Z because she was in the studio and she had, I think it was the rapper Sizzla, and she wanted him to come down to the studio so they can do like a hip-hop reggae type of sound. And Jay-Z came to the studio. She said B came, and I'm taking that's Beyonce. One would think, when you doing voodoo, you definitely want the person's hair, somebody's DNA. You want them, their energy there, so close contact with them, the sweat. You want something of that person. I know that much in order for that spell to be effective, which is not good. Because remember, you operating with satanic ritual and abuse, any type of satanic rituals. That stuff is coming back. There is no ifs, ands, or buts. It's coming back to you and or your children, your siblings. So I would not advise people to operate in that. It brings with it addictions, sexual immoralities, which means you want to have sex with frogs, sex with women, women and women. You bring about all these spirits in possession, and that is not a good thing. The devil comes only to do 3 things: to kill, steal, and destroy. He's not like you and me. There's no love in him. He can't love you. He can't care about you. He doesn't have the capability, the capacity to love, to care, to feel empathy for you. That is not what's found with Satan. So if you're operating in his rituals, it's going to hurt you. It's going to kill you, steal from you, and destroy you in the end. So be careful before you do things. But I feel that somebody did that. I'm not going to say that the girl was nasty and she got caught an STI or STD and that caused her to lose her hearing, because that's not even founded. But I can say it's a possibility that somebody threw a hex on the whole family, dressed in all black like the old man. You know, do you know me for making so sick, flossing with the Lex on my whatever she said. If it's murder, you know she wrote it. No, you want to feel that deep throated. Yeah. It was beef with Kim and her back then. Beyonce was in that studio. I don't know who did it, but I know that Foxy and Jay-Z been close. A lot of people would have had an issue with that. When people feel energy, it can be strong. I got a feeling when Beyonce and Jay-Z are together, you could feel their energy. People could get jealous of that. People could hate that. People could want that, be envious of it. And that could drive them to do the unthinkable. And I don't know, again, and I'm not putting fingers on who could have did something like that, but I do feel that somebody put something up on Foxy Brown. It was real strange how the girl just lost her hearing at the very height of her career. She was winning. The same way in the 90s they was back then playing with little witches is the same thing they do today. Don't get it twisted. So later on in life, here's what Foxy has to say.
Was I shocked when Jay said the line in Picasso Baby? Yes, because we've talked about that. We have a history that supersedes music, and we know how this business works. We sit back and we laugh at those rumors. We laugh at that. I think he began to feel the pressure because people were saying my age, the age thing. She was 15, 14. She was 15, 14. And after a while, that gets to a person. The Jay I know, the Sean I know, never comes out of character.
I never stuck my ox in Foxy's box, but man, if I ain't open up Pandora's box, they try to slander me on CNN and Fox. I think that's Picasso Baby. Did you peep when I slowed down what Foxy was about to say? We effed. But she called herself. Listen, as a woman, when a man pushing up on you until you finally give in, and you start liking him, you start wanting something with him, and I'm not saying this is her situation, but we women, and this is what we do, and you give in to the man later on for him to get married and deny the sexual relations with you. She understands she has to be loyal to this man, but at the same time, she would rather you not even say nothing. Don't deny me because I'm being loyal to you on thin ice. Nah, I'm just saying this, and this is my perspective. It could be totally wrong. I doubt I'm totally wrong. I do feel like she's extremely loyal to Jay-Z. She never wants to get him in trouble. In that time, y'all, it wasn't a sin to the law for, I don't know about other cultures, but in the African American or black or African Trinidad, however you want to put it, Haitian, whatever black we are, it wasn't a bad thing for teenagers to mess with older men. We actually looked to do that. That was something that was praised in our community for the most part, especially I only know the hood. So if you from the hood, you wanted somebody older, and it was something that people wanted. It wasn't scary. But I feel that Foxy was infuriated on that interview because of the lyrics that Jay-Z put down. She know what they did, and she, I think, would have expected him to don't even say anything about it. Don't deny me. It was not something that she intended to say as far as she was about to say it though. I can clearly see that, but she caught herself. Now, she's still loyal to him. In a recent post, this is what she said. The atrociousness of this story sickened me to my stomach. Any and everyone involved will be contacted by my attorney. In all my years in the music industry, these are the most disgusting and disrespectful allegations I've ever experienced. This fictitious story, with no audio, visual, or written interview, clearly was concocted with malicious intent. I will not let any undercover hater create discord and disrespect my name and my reputation. This disrespect will not be tolerated. And like I said, y'all, I know that Foxy Brown is very loyal to Jay-Z. She just loves this man. You can tell in a very pure way. As far as I can see and feel, it's a pure way. No matter if they had something sexual in the past, she's saving him from getting in trouble because she cares about him. And even at her own expense, meaning she's even sacrificing the fact that he denied her. Even if they did have something, she's still loyal to him in spite of. And I think that takes true character of a person. She's looking out for him beyond herself, and that's just self-sacrificing and not self-serving. And no time soon will she be coming out. Now in the future, I don't know what could happen. We don't know. I don't know these people in their relationships with each other, but I was in that era when Foxy came to debut, and I walked that walk with her. I was there. I was a fan, and I saw Jay-Z. I was a fan of Jay-Z as well. And I saw the different proteges that the male artists had when they brought in their female artists. And I can only imagine the temptation involved. Come on, we in the real world. We don't know what happened. We wasn't there. But they tell me something went down. Anyway, draw your own conclusions. I'm very careful about what I put out as fact. Very careful, because that's not who I am. And it is what it is. And it ain't what it ain't.
I'll say this. Jay-Z and Foxy Brown allegedly, without a doubt, had past relations. There's Foxy's news, interviews, songs to confirm it. But energetically, it does not feel sinister to me. It doesn't feel like it's enough. Like, it doesn't feel like he's guilty of a sickness. If he's corrected his actions and behavior and stopped that course of action, then I don't know if that's going to be enough to burn that man. Because people make mistakes, and people do in certain eras. People lived a certain lifestyle. Like I said, in the 90s, it was in style for teenagers to always to feel like you should date older. We used to talk about it all the time. Yeah, I'd rather date somebody older. And in some cases, people still do. I don't feel it's a senator feel when it comes to Jay-Z and Foxy Brown. But I do see in here, she's still loyal to him. And I like how she did explain, or try to explain, that she don't know if the pressure was getting to Jay-Z. Because all of this Me Too time's up and people getting Me Too'd. She don't know that with all the rumors circulating and speculations, that is what caused him to write Picasso Baby and deny having sex with her. But as I look at her body language, it definitely gives that she was shocked. That still she's in shock because she knows something we don't know about them too. She's way too loyal, way too ready to jump at his defense. But then in the past, she's talked about if we heard her story and if we knew. And then she even confirms it in her own lyrics. People was thinking it was her and Nas and AZ, but the real one is Jay-Z. Is a danger to mess with younger kids. I don't think that's the case here. We need more proof. Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Before I give my full feel, that's where I'm at right now. Just giving you the story and telling you where my energy is on it. But I'm not giving you a full feel about it because I don't have enough evidence on it. Let me know what y'all think. Leave your comments. Hit that thumbs up. Like this video. Subscribe. And stay tuned because we got more to come. Peace.